Yo, 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 how's it going, guys? What's up? I hope you guys are doing well. This is gonna be. I thought about making this creating an angry, but I thought I would just make a pro analysis because I think, if I remember correctly, there was probably a few mistakes that I did here that I could mention. So I figure it would be better to do an analysis on it than just, let the gameplay roll type of video. I think we're playing a hag here in this match. This is my new current build that I would usually, well, not really, because I always play with object, right? Object of obsession, but because I was trying to pip, this is my build for when I'm actually trying to pip, but still kind of play the same way that I usually do. I don't usually use objects, so I don't get tunnel, and I can actually do gens, because you need the gens for that emblem, right? So. But pipping mostly is best when you get those two emblems, the chase emblem and the altruism emblem, the benevolence. Benevolence, and I think it's a Vader, the emblem name for the chase points thing, kind of thing. It's usually best to pip when you can at least guarantee those two, because those two are pretty easy to guarantee the red, the iridescent. But the other ones aren't. So to get the unbroken gold, you need to at least escape, which, can be kind of random. Depends on the killer. Like, you can get camped, for example, and you won't be able to escape. So it kind of ruins that emblem. You're gonna get silver max or even less, depending how early you die. So, the emblems you have the most amount of control would be the altruism and the evader. So it's always good to focus on those. And the others, you just kind of try to make the most of it, but not really actually, like, fully focused on it. So regarding that chase right there, you saw I baited the first hit when she tried. And she missed, but the second hit she actually got a hit because I kind of reacted a little too late, because that area has a lot of line of sight blocks, and that kind of stops, kind of ruins your reaction time because you can't see her, So it's usually good to avoid positionings like that where you do not have vision of the killer, so you don't know which side he's coming from until he's kind of already too close. Otherwise, you end up getting hit like that. And right now, I'm starting to notice that she's not really. You see right there. The mistake was that I got stuck on the rock for a little bit as I was looping. So that was an actual loop mistake, and that's why she was able to reach me before I got to the pallet. I don't know if you could tell there, but that was a moment, a split second right there that I kind of got stuck on the rock, and that made me lose speed. There's things you want to avoid. You want to loop when you're looping like that. You always want to be as close as possible to the wall, but not to the point where you're actually hitting it. Otherwise, this kind of thing will happen and you will lose speed. Killer will reach you, so definitely want to try to avoid that. You want to, loop as close as possible, as perfectly as possible without hitting it. So back to doing gens, so I can work on my, I think it's Lightbringer, the name, emblem. You need to do, I believe, it's 3 gens to get the iridescent for that, so it's really hard. 3 solo gens, by the way, because if you do them co-op, it's going to divide the points. So essentially, if you do a full gen co-op, it's only going to count for your emblem as a half gen done solo, So it's not a good deal. It's best if you do solo for the purposes of getting the emblem. And hopefully this is not making too much noise. I'm actually messing up the phone here, my headset. But anyway, going back, so this right here was probably a full gen kind of done. So maybe at least if you do a full gen like this, you kind of already guarantee silver Lightbringer. The hard part is getting the gold and the iridescent. Those you kind of have to really push, but it's hard because, for that to happen, the killer has to not be chasing you. So what I like to do when I'm farming like this to get pips, I leave the gens at 99. And I go do another gen, I let the killer come back and regress it, whatever. Especially if the match is kind of under control. I just let him regress it so I can come back and do more solo gens later. And that way get more emblems before the match ends. But that usually is hard to happen because the other survivors go and finish it sometime, most of the time. So, but you can still possibly buy some time that way. So you can do more gens later to build that emblem. Because just playing a normal match is pretty much impossible. You're going to get an iridescent. Another way to get points for that emblem is when you're being chased and the other people are actually doing the gens, but it has to be an actual chase, like you have to be listening to the music, otherwise it's not counting. But if you're listening to the music, chase music, and the other survivors are doing gens, you're actually getting points for that emblem for that. But You know, not as much as if you would be doing the gen yourself, but you're still getting something. So you can still get like a silver emblem or a gold emblem for doing nothing, essentially, if the other survivors are working the gens as you're being chased. Right there, this window is a little bit strong, so I'm focusing on it before I use any pallets. Right there, I could have vaulted the window, but I thought it was kind of risky. She could have tried a mind game. That's why I did another loop instead, so I could take away the possibility of her mind gaming. You know, because from that distance, you see right there, that was actually pretty funny, but because she could have backtracked right there and she would have hit me if I vaulted that window. So I didn't vault it, expecting her to go back, but she actually kind of didn't do both. Didn't do either. she didn't even look to see what I was doing. She kind of just kept running. That was pretty funny. It was like a dumb play from both sides. So I can see she's putting a trap there, but I don't think I've realized yet in the match right now, but she's actually not teleporting to the traps, so she must be using that add-on where the traps actually body block. It's a purple add-on, I believe. So but that add-on makes you lose the ability to teleport. So you see, I'm using windows as much as I can before going for the palace. That is for efficiency purposes. Right there, you see, I could have used that window again, and I would still not get hit. The reason why I didn't, and I went for the pallet instead, was because that is mind gameable, you know? If she reads that I'm going to vault the window and she anticipates that, she can get the hit for it before I reach the pallet again. So to avoid that chance of happening, I just went to the pallet straight away. Which is, you know, it's kind of playing smart. You have to play smart, not just well, or efficiently for that matter. You have to actually stay alive. It's more important than efficiency, is actually staying alive. So, you know, to a certain balance, of course. You don't want to drop every single pallet, like, as soon as you see it, but there has to be a certain balance between playing smart and playing efficiently. In that case, what I did was playing smart. You know, I pretty much guaranteed that the chase will last longer by going to the pallet instead of attempting the mind game possibility for her. You know, it's a guarantee. There's nothing she can do to counter it. But if I try to be efficient and vault the window again, I'm giving her the chance of a counterplay. And in that way, it could go wrong, and the chase would be done right there, whereas it could have gone much longer. So again, she seems to be like going back and forth with me, not really committing. Let's see, right now, the reason why I avoided the window from the inside is because I know she has the trap there. So that's the reason why I went from the outside and not the inside. I think I did already realize that she's using the body block. That was a fake right there, pretty good. I think I've already realized, this was just greedy right here. This was just greedy. She probably had bloodlust as well at that point, so it was really not worth to try the second vault. But I did anyway, and I got punished for it. But that was just greedy. It was probably bloodlust, to be honest, that was enabled her to get that hit. This is usually what happens. It's not that I really get greedy. Like, I'm actually calculating the distance properly, but because I don't like put bloodlust into the mix, into the equation, I kind of get fucked over by it. You know, that shit kind of happens. She hits me at the at the last second because she actually has bloodlust, so she was a little faster during the end of the interaction there. Which is something I can't really calculate for, you know, because you don't know when they actually have bloodlust and when they don't. You can have an idea, but it's, you know, it's not really okay. I know for sure she has it. So that's usually why I go down, is because I try to be super efficient. And in the calculation, it is actually gonna work, but in the practical terms, it doesn't, because the bloodlust completely breaks the calculation, you know, of the calculation. I mean the distance. So just going back, what I mentioned, like the reason why I went outside from the shack was to avoid the trap from blocking me. That's why I vaulted the window from the outside, and I knew doing that way, even if the trap went off, I would not get blocked, you know, as it happened, as you guys saw there. So that's the reason why I went from the outside first, because I already was expecting the trap to activate there. If I went from the inside, it would have blocked me, and she would have just hit me for free. So that's I guess is a tip you can try if a trap, a hack like this that's using this type of add-ons. With the trap, you just vault from the opposite side, and it should not block you. So, going back to the gen already, right? Because I'm trying to really focus on getting that BIP. So, any waste of time, you know, I don't want to waste any time. I always want to be getting pips, which essentially means working on the emblems. So, like right now, I'm not working on any emblem, just running around. So, wasting time essentially. Right now, I'm working on the Benevolence emblem, so it's good. You know, making the most. If you want a BIP, you just want to, as you're playing the match, you got to think like that, you know? Like, what am I doing to help any emblem right now? And you also got to focus, what emblem are you going for? Because, like, for example, chase, I probably don't need that much anymore. I probably have a gold emblem already at this point from the chases. You know? So it's like I probably shouldn't be worrying about focusing on getting chased right now. I should be worrying on doing gens and saving people, because those are the emblems that I'm kind of missing at this point in the game. So, you know, if you want to pip, that's how you should be thinking, especially on the red ranks. Where it's harder, you know, you have to do more to actually get the emblems on the higher quality than you do on low ranks. So when I'm playing for pips like this, I usually avoid doing co-op gens altogether, because it completely destroys your Lightbringer emblem doing co-op gens, because it counts as a half, so it's like completely wasted. And from all this healing, I'm already expecting to get at least a silver. I don't think I unhooked anyone, but I did got a few heals. At least I think 3 heals or so. So it should be at least a silver benevolence by this point, if not a iridescent. But I would doubt that. I think it's probably a. Wait, there's actually gold, right? I'm skipping gold, so it's probably either silver or gold. So right now, the reason why I didn't heal, obviously, is because we were looking for Noed. You know, there's no point in... I see some people doing this, but there's no point in healing if Noed is active. Especially because if you heal, you cannot use Dead Hard. So it's your only defense against Noed at this point. So you might as well stay injured and look for the totem than actually fully healing, you know. Especially if someone is on the hook and you're just wasting time healing instead of actually looking for the totem that's going to allow you to save that person on the hook, because, you know, it's Noed. So now it's a good point. We're also healing on the doors to be safe, which is a good thing to do. You don't want to heal like in the middle of nowhere with no safety around. Or usually you always also want to heal near pallets, because that way if the killer shows up, you have some kind of safe thing to use. You're not just gonna get hit for free. So I didn't use my perks there, but the reason why I mentioned switching these perks is because one thing I like to do a lot, if you probably watch a lot of my videos, you notice that it's really just body block, because if he's not chasing me, at least I can help the person that's being chased by taking hits, you know, getting body blocks and things. So that's why I'm using Metal of Man. But this match in particular, that was just not convenient, like, at any points. So I actually got like 0 body blocks. But it's super fun when you can actually get it to work, and you know, because if you think about it, if you're close to the killer, you're just being inside his terrorators, you're already building the evader emblem, because staying inside the terrorators, the closer you are to the killer, the more points you get per second for the evader emblem. So, you know, it's actually the fastest way to farm that emblem is just to stay like on his ass, literally. And if you stay on his ass for like 1 minute, you're kind of already guaranteed the iridescent emblem for evader. Because it's per second that you're getting the points, so it's a lot of points. So she has save the best for last, I can tell already from that interaction. And you notice that I also sacrificed myself for her, which is something. It's fine if you don't have borrowed time to do that, just for the so you can get the save, you know, buy more time so people don't go into struggle, because you're fresh on hook, so you might as well switch. No one's gonna die, you know. It's also better than you trade on hooks. Trade the hooks with someone else than one person going actually dying, you know. You see, I didn't comment on it, but I'm actually teabagging her when she gets flashlighted. You guys probably noticed that. I'm just really just fucking around, just trolling. You see, she actually punished me the first time that I did that, but this time I was a little bit smarter and I didn't took too long on my teabag, so she couldn't get me. I think I actually stunned her after as well, if I remember correctly. So you see already, my Metal of Man now is already... these kind of situations as well, you can actually get your Metal of Man to activate. If you don't know, Metal of Man actually works as a borrowed time as well, you know? If you have it active, you can use it as a borrowed time to save people. It's good as well in that sense. I think it works against Noed also, the Metal of Man. So it would be... you can have like Dead Heart plus Noed. Sorry, Metal of Man against Noed. This is a good strategy as well. Someone takes the hit, and then the people that are not injured go for the save. Again, taking another body block, so my Metal of Man is almost active. Fortunately, I don't have a med kit, because I could heal, and if I take a single more body block, a protection hit, I can activate my Metal of Man, and I can you actually can save people literally with Metal of Man, because you cannot just save people on a hook like if it's a borrowed time, because you can take more hits. But you can actually, like, in a situation like this where they're going for the door, for example, if you have something like Metal of Man, you could just take a protection hit, and you know, you save them that way. Or if they're on the basement, for example, you can take a body block, an extra hit that will allow for everyone to leave the basement. I've done that before. It's actually pretty good. See, like right now, for example, if I had the damn Med of Man active, I could do something, but I don't even have the med kit, so it's like I can't do anything. The others should have healed me, but well, she's dead anyway. But if they could have healed me instead of like leaving, going straight for the door, we could have done something about the save right there. But fortunately, it didn't happen. I'm looking for either the hatch here or what's it called, a chest, so I can find a med kit to heal myself. That's what I was looking for, because she was on the other door, right? If she saw me on the other door, she could have just one tap me. That would be a bad idea. So it's risky to go to the door like that injured. It's also risky to stay on the door like this, but I'm taking the risk, because I couldn't find the hatch, neither the chest. So I'm taking it, but it seems it will pay off because she didn't came to check this door, or she came but too late. Little extra tea bag. And we got to our escape. So let's check the emblems, how much I was able to do. I feel like I probably got iridescent on the last two, I would imagine. Following the strategy that I kind of told you guys. Yeah, just like I mentioned. And I was able to actually get the iridescent for the Lightbringer, probably because they were doing gens while I was being chased. Cause just the gens that I did alone solo, I think I did like probably just 2 gens alone. It was not enough. So it must have counted from the chases as well when the other survivors were working the gens. So guys, that's the pro analysis. Definitely cover some important things there, and hopefully it was helpful. See you guys on the next one. Take care.